Hello and welcome to Housing TV News at the top of the hour, coming to you from our studios in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Mary Agiobo. Our top stories. Federal government presses oil companies to take concrete steps to boost crude output. Nigeria urged to deploy culture as strategic tool for global influence. NCC, NSCDC warns construction firms over fiber cable damage. On the foreign scene, Trump pushes call to nationalize United States voting system ahead of midterm. Now the news in details. Nigeria's federal government is urging international oil companies to boost crude oil production, targeting 2.5 million barrels daily by 2027. Current output is around 1.6 million barrels below budget and economic targets, straining revenue and forex earnings. The push comes amid rising energy demands and Nigeria's quest to maximize its oil reserves. Minister Heineken Lukobiri says reforms and incentives are in place to support upstream operators. It stresses crude oil production is key to Nigeria's petroleum industry, impacting refining, distribution, and export. The minister highlights efforts to address operational challenges and security issues hindering production. The government assures sustained support for the sector, urging oil companies to take concrete actions to meet production targets, crucial for Nigeria's economic growth. Meanwhile, stakeholders await details on specific incentives and timelines for production boosts as Nigeria seeks to capitalize on its vast oil reserves. Stakeholders are calling on Nigeria to harness its rich cultural assets to boost its global reputation, drive economic growth, and attract foreign investment. The call was made at a Lagos Cultural Diplomacy Conference attended by traditional rulers, policymakers, and industry leaders. They believe Nigeria's unique cultural heritage can be a game changer in its international relations and economic development. Speakers hailed Nigeria's music, film, fashion, and creative industries as key to national branding, projecting credibility and economic opportunity globally. They cited examples like Nollywood and Afrobeat influencing global pop culture. Participants stressed the need for stronger institutions, investment in cultural infrastructure, intellectual property protection, and collaboration between government and stakeholders to unlock the sector's economic value. Additionally, they recommended integrating cultural diplomacy into Nigeria's foreign policy and educational curriculum to maximize impact. Nigeria and France have reaffirmed their defense partnership to tackle evolving security challenges. The renewed focus includes military training, intelligence sharing, and operational collaboration between the Nigerian Army and French armed forces. This comes amid rising insecurity in West Africa, with both nations seeking to bolster regional stability. Nigerian military leaders stress sustained cooperation is critical to enhancing operational effectiveness in West Africa. French officials, however, commend Nigeria's army resilience, pledging support for training and strategic exchanges to promote regional stability. Discussions also covered counter-terrorism strategies and maritime security cooperation. The partnership aims to address emerging threats and boost regional security. Both nations emphasize collaboration is key to tackling shared security concerns, with plans for continued military exchanges and capacity building. Meanwhile, next steps include joint exercises and high-level talks to deepen defense ties. Moving on, NNPC admits Port Harcourt refinery reopening waste of resources. NNPC Limited's Group CEO Bayo Ojulari admits reopening Port Harcourt refinery was a waste of resources. The refinery struggled with operational capacity, financing, and technical efficiency, leading to sustained financial losses despite $1.5 billion rehab and crude supply. Bayo explains NNPC lacks expertise to run refineries profitably, prompting search for credible partners with proven track record. The refinery's shutdown raises questions on Nigeria's refining strategy and energy self-sufficiency goals. Despite refinery setbacks, it remains cautiously optimistic about Nigeria's crude oil production targets for coming years. The focus shifts to attracting partners and expertise to revamp refining capacity and boost energy sector performance. Lagos State Traffic Management Authority impounded 27 vehicles for violating loading regulations and road safety standards. The early morning operation followed repeated warnings and sensitization campaigns by the agency. Vehicles were seized from busy spots like Lagos Island, Ikeja, and Surulere. LASTMA officials say overloading obstructs driver visibility, destabilizes vehicles, and increases fatal accident risks. The agency stressed it's a major contributor to road crashes, urging motorists to comply with safety rules. Data shows overloading accounts for 30% of Lagos road accidents. LASTMA reaffirms zero-tolerance stance on traffic violations, warning enforcement will remain firm to protect lives and property on Lagos roads. Meanwhile, motorists are advised to adhere to regulations to avoid penalties. The agency plans increased checkpoints and patrols to curb traffic offenses. We take a pause here, and up next are news stories from the youth sector.
This is Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts. On Facebook, Housing TV Africa. On Twitter, Housing TV Africa. Instagram, Housing TV Africa.
Welcome back. Glad to have you join us on Housing TV News at the hour. Now to the youth sector. Nigerian Communications Commission and NSCDC warn construction firms damaging fiber optic cables will face prosecution. The agency stressed fiber infrastructure is critical to Nigeria's digital economy, emergency services, and national security. Recent incidents of cable damage have caused widespread network disruptions, prompting the agency to take stricter action. Avoidable fiber damage due to negligence or unauthorized excavation is now a criminal offense under existing laws. Meanwhile, construction companies are urged to conduct proper checks and collaborate with telecom operators. The agency cites frequent damages as a major cause of internet outages and communication disruptions nationwide. Contractors are advised to report accidental damage immediately to prevent service disruptions. The agencies vow to protect critical infrastructure and ensure accountability for damages. They assure that they will work with telecom operators to monitor and address fiber optic vulnerabilities. And Lagos State government announces temporary closure of Akpongwom Bridge for major repairs. The 6-week closure aims to fix failed asphalt sections and boost road safety. Repairs will cover the ramp, service lane, and parts of inbound and outbound carriageways. Works will be done on phases to minimize disruption. Motorists are advised to plan ahead, obey diversions, and cooperate with traffic personnel managing the area. Drivers are urged to take alternative routes and follow signs to avoid delays. The state government apologizes for inconveniences and seeks public understanding for a safer road network. And Anambra State government denies reports of structural cracks on the new Ekwulobia flyover bridge, calling the claims false and misleading. Officials urge residents to disregard social media rumors, saying they are aimed at spreading panic. The government stresses the bridge is a key infrastructure project meant to boost connectivity. The flyover underwent hard-quality checks and structural assessments by certified engineers, confirming its safety for public use. The government also assures residents, saying it meets required standards. Meanwhile, authorities are investigating sources of the misleading reports. Anambra State reaffirms commitment to delivering durable, world-class projects. The government urges public trust in its infrastructure initiatives, stressing the Ekwulobia flyover is safe for use. Motorists are, however, encouraged to use the bridge with confidence. And now to the foreign scene. U.S. President Donald Trump is pushing for the federal government to take control of elections, sparking controversy and backlash from Democrats and civil rights groups. Trump claims widespread voter fraud justifies this move, despite multiple court rulings and investigations affirming election credibility. Trump's proposal would shift election responsibility from individual states to the federal government. a move critics say undermines democracy and could lead to law enforcement influencing outcomes. This United States Constitution gives states primary authority over elections, with Congress having limited oversight. Critics, however, warn Trump's actions could erode trust in the electoral process and pose a serious test for American democracy. The midterm elections are approaching, and Trump's proposal have sparked fears of federal overreach and election manipulation. That's the much we can take on House and TV news at the hour, but before we go, let's take a recap of our top stories. Federal government presses oil companies to take concrete steps to boost crude output. Nigeria urged to deploy culture as strategic tool for global influence. NCC, NSCDC warns construction firms over fiber cable damage. On the foreign scene, Trump pushes calls to nationalize United States voting system ahead of midterm. For more news on housing sector, subscribe to Housing TV Africa on YouTube and follow Housing TV on all social media platforms. Download the Housing TV Africa mobile app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Many thanks for watching. I am Mary Agiobo. Bye for now.